I have commented on other people's channel about how great YouTube is. It allows you to be both a student and a teacher. I have been a student on YouTube for a long time, and over the last 12 months, I also transitioned to be a teacher. I have learned how to DIY with my home project that would have cost me tens and thousands of dollars. I have learned about personal finance, investing, retirement, planning, tax. All of that I learned through YouTube. Obviously, I have to make sure I cross-reference because I can't just listen to one source. I have to cross-reference multiple sources to make sure that the source is trustworthy. But once I find that trustworthy source, that's the source I continue to go to. And now I take what I have learned over the years and teach to this channel, to this audience. Everything that I have talked about, just like I talked in my introduction video, is nothing new. I'm not reinventing anything. I'm just presenting it, packaging it, and centralizing it on this channel as a one central hub. And with my upbringing, with my experience, it's going to relate to a different audience. But as far as the actual source, the fitness and the finance, I'm not reinventing anything. I'm just a different person from a different perspective that tells it a different way that may relate to different audience. I don't know who you are through the screen, but thank you for spending your valuable time with me. I don't know your background, your profession, your skill set, your strengths, and your weaknesses. But what I do know is all of us have different strengths and different weaknesses. I am so thankful for YouTube because without it, I would not have turned the corner from being a consumer mindset to wealth building mindset. I would have still continued to work until I'm 65 and possibly had nothing to show for. But now at 47, I have the freedom to choose to pursue my passion, my purpose, doing what I love and creating the impact. And now I'm paying it forward by teaching what I have learned and using the skill set I have built up over the years through my personal development and professional development and presenting in a way hopefully that can reach to a wider audience. My ask for you is, what skill sets do you have? What strengths do you have? What perspective can you bring to the table that can potentially help those that need the help? I truly believe there's always someone better than us. There's always someone the same level as us and someone lagging behind us. So those that are ahead of us, we can learn from them. And those at the same level as us, we can relate to each other. And those that are lagging, they can relate and learn from us. It's a great platform. Starting a YouTube channel doesn't cost you anything. All you need is a Gmail account, create the video, and upload it. And if you need instructions how to do it, there are tons of information on the internet and on YouTube as well. The nice thing about YouTube, you can do it on the side. You don't have to quit your full-time job to do it full-time. You can do one video a week, one video every 2 weeks. I want to differentiate what I'm asking you to do. When I'm asking to get on YouTube, it is to share your skill set, your strengths, and your knowledge and your perspective to create an impact, to make a difference in other people's lives. What I'm asking is different than the smaller channels, the other channels that blow up, that go viral, that ask people to, that tell people to quit 9 to 5, quit the rat race, be their own boss, get rich in YouTube. YouTube is easy. That is not what I'm asking. That is outside of my realm. YouTube is anything but easy. You need a lot of time to create the videos. You need a lot of time to edit. You need a lot of time to think about what you're going to talk about. It's not for the faint of heart. But it is for someone who has the heart, someone that wants to make a difference. This platform can be it. And if you're up there in age, 40s, 50s, and 60s, you have the experience, life experience, that is worth more than a certificate from high school, a certificate from college. There is no better life lesson than real life lesson. A textbook can't teach what you can teach, because your life experiences is worth more than that piece of paper. When you are ready to be a creator, and when you are ready to contribute to society, and you want to start learning how to create content, my advice to you is, as good as YouTube platform is, it is also a platform where people sell and promote their products and services. So if you want to learn about YouTube gears, my suggestion is don't follow too much of the bigger channel, because they have sponsors and they have bills to pay and they're going to sell the best product. But the best product may not be the best for your need. Is it the best product? Maybe. But is it what you need? So if you just start a YouTube channel, you don't need to buy any of the gears, because I assume most of you have a phone. Whether it's an Apple phone, Samsung, it doesn't matter. If you have a phone that's 4 years, 6 years old, it can do the job recording your video. I am recording on iPhone 12 Pro Max right now. For the talking head, where you just simply sit down and talking in front of a camera, or vlogging, walking around, the only critical item you need is a tripod or a monopod. A monopod like this that has the iPhone attachment, that have your phone attachment with a 1/4 thread. That's all you need to stand up and put your phone on top and record. Or if you want to do vlogging style, have something like this, 1/4 thread, put your phone on it and vlog. Or something like this with a 1/4 thread, put your phone on it and vlog. Nice thing about this, you can also put it on a table. And you can find this between 15 to 40 bucks. And if you don't want to shell out more money and you only record during daylight, use a natural sunlight source, the window light shining through. And if you want to do a studio like this, what you need is a light that is bright enough and has a color spectrum up to 5600 Kelvin. One for the main light and one for the side light. That's all you need. So mandatory is tripod or monopod. And secondary, if you record in a studio like this, you're gonna need some good light for the main light and secondary light. And light can be $50 to 150 bucks. And then as far as audio, the mistake that I made, when I first started learning about camera gears, I was watching the bigger channels and I bought different microphones and I bought different filters and all that. They're still sitting on a shelf doing nothing. Because even though they serve the purpose, they don't quite serve my purpose yet. And if you venture into content creation and start searching on YouTube, start searching on Google, just be careful on the sources that you are looking up the information on. And for the most part, those individuals are there to make some money. So make sure you buy the product, not the best product for that category. Buy the product that best meet your need. Because the best product may be way more than what you need. You don't need the latest and greatest iPhone. You can buy an iPhone 10 and still do the job. You don't need the latest and greatest mirrorless camera. I have a Fujifilm X-T3 that was released back in 2018. And it still does a fantastic job. And then if you look at other camera gear, they're talking about autofocus this, autofocus that, having all these crazy tests. That's all good and dandy. But the question is, what is the real life use? For example, I have a Lumix S5, the original version, not the second version. Autofocus is not great. So if you need autofocus, that's not a great camera. But if you're always behind the camera where you focus manually or doing talking head like I'm doing now, it works just fine. So it goes back to, it may not be the best camera for autofocus, but it is the best camera for talking head. It is the best camera for behind the camera that you do the manual focus on. because everything else is flawless. The reason I brought that up is I'm very conscious on cost. My channel is about personal finance. It's about helping you achieve true freedom. And I don't want you to go creating content and start trusting all these sources and start buying all these gears, accumulating tens and thousands of dollars worth of gear, but you only need gears that's worth $500. And how do I know that? It's from experience. If you are ready to create or thinking about creating, comment below on what your channel would be about.